So I want to start today's episode off with a little qualm I have. So Everett and I, we have a Madden league where we play together. We do a fantasy draft, just me and him in it. I'm AFC, he's NFC. We meet up in the bowl every year, yada, yada, yada. And we've been doing this for, I don't know, 5-6 years now.
About
I,
that,
I
yeah.
don't I don't have an exact time frame, but we started this in high school. A lot of fun starting a Madden league with your boys with the fantasy draft. So, just looking through my schedule this year or this hypothetical season in our Madden league, and I couldn't help but notice I had 4 fucking Thursday night games scheduled. So clearly the NFL doesn't give a shit about player safety when it comes to my players and my team. Okay, in this league, Mac Jones is my quarterback. I know. I need all the help I can get. And they schedule us 4 Thursday night games.
At least your quarterback's not Kirk Cousins, though.
You don't have Kirk in that league. You got a rookie.
No, I'm saying that the joke is it's a Thursday night game.
Oh.
Okay.
You were going at from the primetime angle. See, that even flew over my head. But it's just the fact that Madden has the audacity to schedule I think 2-time Super Bowl champion in that league with 4 Thursday night games in a season. They're asking for us to get injured. They're asking for it. I'm going to sue Roger Goodell in our Madden league. I already filed the complaint. I'm sick of this bullshit. This league is corrupt. The Roger Goodell of our video game imaginary league is straight corrupt. He hates the Chargers. He hates the Bolts. And I'm not going to stand for that shit anymore. So I sued him.
This is also a league in which you've thrown for 54 passing touchdowns by week 13.
We're not mentioning that, okay? The results on the field have nothing to do with the scheduling, okay? If anything, we should be on Sunday night every week, not Thursday night, okay?
I mean, hey, you've thrown
Don't
for
put
50,
us on Amazon, all right? Put us on NBC.
You've thrown for 54 passing touchdowns by week 13. I've had over 2,300 receiving yards by week 13, just the usual stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just vintage Madden stuff, but yeah, that's my first complaint. Madden scheduling, let's get this shit fixed, EA. Like, come on. What are we doing here? All right. People got stuff to do Thursday night, okay? They're not watching Thursday night football, okay? Second qualm. Well, this isn't a complaint. This is just a fun story. I don't know why I was thinking about this earlier, but I had a recent memory of when you were out in LA. We were coming back from a Kings game, jumped in the Uber. We were with our unnamed intern. And when our unnamed intern opened the door, he immediately was like, "Oh, Uber for Grant." Now, if you know me, that is not what you say when you enter an Uber that I call. You do not say Uber for Grant. That's not me, or at least according to Uber. On Uber, my name is Cardale Jones. That's what I go by. My profile picture is a picture of Cardale launching up a 80-yard bomb on his ass, literally sitting down, throwing a bomb. That's my profile picture. And this all started when my brother set up his Uber account. He was Jack Bauer, the character from 24, Kiefer Sutherland. That is my brother's alternate ego. My parents were under the impression, you know what? Let's do fake names when you go in Ubers. Don't tell them your real name. Let's try to keep your identity somewhat secret. And so naturally, of course, as an Ohio State stan, I picked Cardale Jones for my fake name. So yeah, that's why I'm Cardale Jones on Uber. And the last little fun little fact I can say about that is there have been a couple of times where I think my Uber driver actually thought it might be Cardale Jones. Like there have been a couple of times, and I opened the door, and instead of seeing 6'5", 250-pound Cardale Jones, they see a 5'10", fucking scrawny ass white kid. They're like, Cardale? Yes, that's me. Yeah. Nice to meet you. How's your night been, sir? So little awkward, but it's a great conversation starter. And if I ever come across a Michigan fan, which is actually pretty common in LA, well, now I'm fighting for the car ride. So yeah, I'm Cardale Jones on Uber. That's my TED Talk.
Yeah, we also almost died in that Uber on the way back. I remember that.
Yeah, you know what? No comments on the drive back. You know, it was a great game for the Kings. You know, the over didn't hit.
The over
I'm no
did not
betting
hit,
man, but
but
I
I
mean,
am.
we were looking out for the over hitter,
We
the
were
over
looking at
betters,
the over.
in crypto.com arena now. But yeah, those are my quick little stories. Let's get into a very special episode of the Waterboy podcast. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy podcast. Today it is episode number 82. And today there's way too much on the schedule. We're recapping the worst national championship game ever.
The worst national championship game.
Let's say the least competitive.
No, the worst.
Okay, the worst.
The worst.
Okay. We'll be recapping it's actually just absurd to say out loud that Georgia beat TCU 65-7, and now just say it out loud. Say it out loud.
You would have thought that this was NCAA 14.
Honestly, though,
Literally.
even pregame, I mean, when we did our reviews last week, I thought Georgia was going to cover the spread. I was saying 20, 25-point win. I didn't think they were going to win by 58.
No. Do you think that that's the worst?
Wow.
That definitely has to be
the most embarrassing thing.
The baddest beat for like a line in any championship game ever. It was 13.5 before the game started.
Yeah. So this is also another thing that I'm thinking. Just the way lines work, and thinking back to that Ohio State Georgia game. I bet the computers had that at -17 Georgia, and they put it out at 13.5.
Probably. But also, you know how people keep buying the dip with like crypto, right? You know how like you just keep buying the dip.
I'm no crypto man myself, but you ask the streets, the crypto streets, and they're telling you to buy right now. Dip.
Yeah,
that was another conversation.
I feel like people kept buying the dip in this sense as they kept buying TCU spread as the game went on.
Yeah, I think
kept getting worse and worse, and all of it lost.
No, yeah, people were buying. People were buying into the dip. People were buying into all. But before we head into this recap, real quick, the Natty, we have our Waterboy College Football Awards, our end of the season awards. We've been working on this list the entire year. So much planning has gone into this award show.
The entire year, meaning the last 11 days, so all of 2023.
Yep. See, there's another shitty 2023 joke. We're full of them, guys. We're full of them. We're full of them. We have a lot. But yeah, we have our Waterboys show, and then of course, it's fucking playoff time. It's the playoffs, so we got to wrap it up, of course, with a Vikings and a Chargers preview before our very interesting matchups this weekend. According to Vegas, they're going to be the closest games this weekend. So,
like we said,
we'll dive into that.
They're essentially the exact copy of each other.
We actually have the exact same team, just like how they play. We hate it. Well, you like your head coach. You hate your D coordinator.
I do hate my D coordinator.
I don't like any coach on my staff. So there's a difference there.
You probably should like your O-line coach. I feel like he's done a good job developing.
Actually, now that you think about it, to get a rookie guard up to speed playing tackle like that, yeah. No. Yeah. I don't have any problems with the O-line coach. The O-line. The O-line. Well, okay, now I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because our first round pick Zion Johnson is just so inconsistent. So why can't he pan out?
But maybe that's just a player issue.
I know, but it's just no one's safe on that staff. Well, we got to dive into it. I mean, hey, they beat the Jaguars. Fuck, everyone's safe. So we'll see. But we dive into this Natty to start off. Yeah, Everett. So Georgia won this game.
I think one is an understatement.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people going out there saying, like, I saw this one clip. It was a Mississippi State fan. It was one of the funniest. I think it was a tweet. It was either a Twitter video or a TikTok or something. Mississippi State fan watching the national championship. It's at the time, it's 45-7 in the third quarter. This man, I swear, popped a blood vessel in his forehead, just screaming, lighting up the college football playoff committee, saying, "You let this garbage? It's the national freaking championship. You let this go." Oh my God, great freak out. And you know what? I understand as a college football, I don't know, consumer, spectator, like, yeah, that was awful. That was a horrible product. And a lot of us probably, I mean, we didn't think it'd be that bad, but a lot of people were thinking it wasn't going to be pretty. It was going to be ugly. That happened. This is what I want to say though about TCU. Okay. Yes, TCU probably didn't match up with Georgia. We saw that, but they still deserve to be there, and they 100% deserve to be in the national championship game. They won a playoff game. There are only 6 other schools in the history of college football to win a college football playoff game. TCU is now the 7th. So there's not many schools that could say they've even won a college football playoff game. So yeah, TCU lost by 58 points. I know.
You know who also can't say they've won a college playoff game?
Michigan.
Yes. Michigan. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, the narrative of college football has changed so fast within the last 13, 14 months, I would say, that going into that Ohio State-Michigan game last year, Michigan fans were wondering if Harbaugh could ever win a big game. Ever. Literally 365 days ago right now, Georgia fans were questioning if Kirby Smart could ever win a big game.
I also think, though, like, some people might not agree with this take, but I think that this is also why we need the expanded playoffs. Like, if let's say TCU makes it through that first round, right? Okay. If they keep making it and they win all those games to get to the Natty, of course they still deserve to be in the Natty, no matter how big the blowout is. I think that if any team wins their way to the Natty, they deserve to be there. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. And if they win or lose by 70, it still doesn't matter. They deserve to be there. But if you have those more rounds, those extra rounds versus teams that are going to give them that quality of competition, either you're going to be more battle hardened getting to that point and you might give up a better fight in the championship game, or you're not going to get there in the first place and you'll have a better product on championship game day. So I think that's just another reason why we're just waiting for that expansion to happen.
So something that I was kind of thinking about the other day, I was seeing a lot of people saying this, and I hate to say it, but I kind of agree with it. If they did an expanded playoff this year, I put solid money on Alabama making it to the Final Four.
I mean, I don't have an issue with that. If they win their way there,
I know. This is something I want to say, though. I do think, I'm not sure just the way college football is structured and how unfair these teams line up talent-wise. I was doing a little look at the 24/7 class composite rankings. I think the gap between Georgia or Alabama at number 1 and like Ohio State at number 3 is the equivalent of the gap between like the 20th best team and the 90th best team in college football. Like that gap,
it's just
like the gap between the top 5 to the 6th best team in the country is massive. So just obviously take a reflection on this year. Alabama, in their 2 biggest games, they lost. They didn't deserve to be there. God, no. But when they expand the playoffs and Alabama just gets in every year, more people are going to be angry than happy with this expanded playoff.
I don't necessarily think that
or more people are going to be angry than happy.
I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case because, like, we've seen, like, this year, right? Alabama did not deserve to be there. And once Alabama gets in those expanded playoffs, right? If let's say that was this year, okay? Right? Let's say, I don't know what their side of the bracket would be, but they most likely are going to lose one of those games because even if they have the body size, the intangibles, they didn't have the skill this year. They didn't have the play calling this year to match up in that degree. Like body size, intangibles, And that kind of thing is definitely an extremely large part, especially like we've said in the trenches, because that makes up win or lose. Like that's the biggest aspect of things outside of like your quarterback, right? But they demonstrated this year that that wasn't everything. So for an Alabama like this year, I don't think that would have been the case. And I think that applies to every year. Georgia might be a little bit different because, I mean, it's a fucking behemoth. And also Kirby Smart seems like he's coherent enough now. But even before, when they had fucking Jake Fromm, right, there was still something that they couldn't get past to get to the Natty with Jake Fromm. So they've obviously have better players now. They obviously have bigger players right now, but that doesn't mean that's going to permanently stay that way. And that also doesn't mean that even if they had this team same year, right, replay everything, like at some point you're bound to lose one of those games just based off probability.
No, I know. This is also something that is kind of somewhat off topic, but on the right track of that. So like a lot of people, I saw a lot of clips of Georgia players after the game saying, you all thought we were going 7-5. You all thought we were going 6-6. You guys all thought we were going to fall off. Now, in my opinion, it really sounded like those players believed that. Like it really seems like they thought everyone was saying that. Now, obviously, nobody actually thought Georgia was going 7-5. Okay.
No one.
I thought it'd just be so unprobable, unlikely for Georgia to repeat. And so I was thinking they're probably going to drop a game in their SEC schedule. Like that's what I was thinking. Not 5 losses, guys. You guys have like 85 stars on your team. All right. No one thought you were getting five losses this year. But with all that being said,
especially
the fact that those players, but the fact that those players really truly believe that, or at least they really sounded convinced, in my opinion, that just shows how goated Kirby Smart is as a head coach. He got his boys fired up and motivated and playing like they were the underdogs. It was false. Nobody thought they were going 7-5, but that's even more impressive that Kirby Smart actually got them to believe that. I'm even more impressed.
He's a great motivator, is what it seems like.
So right now, something I want to say, Georgia has officially dethroned Alabama as king of college football right now. They just came off back-to-back natties. They are the kings right now. That's true. You really can't debate that after back-to-backs. I'm not saying Alabama has fallen off, though. Okay.
No.
What Alabama just did in this last recruiting class, my God. Oh my God, Everett. Terrifying. Absolutely terrible. They literally swiped up everyone. Literally everybody. And so obviously next year, so many teams have different quarterback situations. Ohio State, new quarterback. Alabama, new quarterback. Georgia, new quarterback. Clemson, new quarterback. Tennessee, new quarterback. New quarterbacks everywhere except USC and Michigan.
And Tulane.
But just looking at past track records, I trust Alabama to get that quarterback spot figured out way more than I do trusting Georgia to get that figured out. Also,
Kirby Smart gave up on Justin Fields. So.
No, yeah, it gave up on him. Gave up on who's the guy? Jacob Eason. Gave up on. We'll see what Brock Vandagriff does. He's another 5-star quarterback who's a freshman this year. Didn't get a snap all season. Wasn't even the backup. So we'll see. Only issue is 5-star quarterback, number 1 player in the class who recently decommitted from Ohio State, Dylan Raiola, has been crystal balled to Georgia. So, yeah. Now, I mean, I don't know why you'd want to go to Georgia, but I mean, fuck. That's not good.
Well, they did just win back-to-back natties, to be fair. Okay. Yeah, long story short with the natty, there's not much to comment on.
Like,
there really isn't.
It's just pretty much, I think, TCU lost by 58 points. I know it is absurd to say out loud. It is crazy to say that TCU lost by 58 points in the national championship game. I know. But they are one of 7 programs to ever win a college football playoff game. Them, Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, Oh no, not Oklahoma. Georgia. Clemson. Man, holy shit! Wow, that was bad. Clemson has a lot of college football playoff wins. But yeah, that's my closing thoughts. TCU, yeah, but they won a playoff game. They deserve to be there.
They beat the number 2 team. I mean,
also, yeah, okay. This is actually the last thing I'm gonna say about just like the final playoff and everything. I see a lot of Ohio State fans out there saying we were the second best team in the country. I'm an OSU boy, guys. I've seen a lot of Ohio State fans out there saying we're second best team in the country. Don't think it's up for debate at all. We should have won that game, yada yada. And you know what? I agree with you guys. Yeah, like on paper, on our best day, Ohio State was the second best team in the country. Only issue is, if you take a look back at the season, Ohio State this year, top 3 least impressive season when just counting up their accolades that I've ever witnessed in my life. They went 11-2, no championships, no winnings, no nothing. No one won any awards, and we lost to Michigan. There are no flowers. The fact that I see some Ohio State fans out there really wanting their flowers right now and wanting some recognition. We don't deserve shit. We did fucking nothing this year. We lost to Michigan, which is the only game on the schedule, and then we lost to Georgia. I don't care if it was a missed field goal. We lost that game, and you know what? We can all sit here saying we should have been champions. We should have this, but that's not going to get us anywhere. That's not going to get anything for us. And this is what I really realized over the past couple of days. Ohio State fans, we want respect from the national landscape at the end of the day. That's what Ohio State fans want, because right now nobody respects Ohio State, at least in the loudest people out there, or the general majority. Ohio State doesn't get the respect that we think we deserve. Only issue is we don't deserve that respect. We haven't done anything.
So with all that said, before we get to our awards, do you have your final top 10 teams?
Yes,
2022.
Yes, I will
college football season.
I will be uploading these. Or I think, I already uploaded these. But yes, here are my final rankings. Georgia.
Sorry. Final rankings for college football 2022 season.
Final rankings for the 2022-23 college football season. Georgia, TCU, Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee, Alabama, Tulane, Penn State, Washington, Clemson. Now, this is the thing. On second thought, now that I really think about it, Tulane should probably be above Alabama on my list based off how I did these rankings. So in my opinion, for these final rankings, I ranked it Natty champion year 1. If you win a playoff game, year 2, that's the second most impressive thing you could have done in college football this season. And then 3 and 4 Michigan, Ohio State making the playoff.
Yeah,
you stay in the top 4.
Okay.
Now, on paper, I want to say Ohio State's the second best team in the country, and I personally believe that. But there's no logical reason to actually put them ahead other than, well, I think they are. And that can't be how we rank these, guys. That can't be how we rank these. And now that I think about it, that's what I did with Alabama over Tulane. I'm just as bad as everyone I call out. Tulane's the 6th best team in the country based off all those accolades. Fuck no, they're fucking 5th best. They're ahead of fucking Tennessee. The way I did these was when I did the 5 through 10, okay? A lot of it was head-to-head record, but my biggest things were, did you get a New Year's 6 bowl win, and did you win your conference championship? Those were my next 2 deciding factors, okay? I'm not going to punish you for losing a New Year's 6 game. Okay, I'm not going to punish you for getting there and losing.
What about
that
USC?
Was my Clemson point. That's
what about USC?
USC didn't win anything. They didn't win the Pac-12. They didn't win anything. So they weren't in it. Clemson won the ACC. Like people, their 7th ACC championship in the last 8 years. So
that's fair.
I had to put Clemson 10. I had to. I put them over Utah. Like Utah 4-loss, they weren't getting it from me.
They did lose their bowl game, so.
No, I know, but I also didn't want to punish them for losing to Penn State. And I think Penn State's going to be really fucking good, Everett. Next year, Penn State's going to be really good. They actually
you a little nervous? You a little nervous?
Yeah. No, 100%. This is the first time since like 2016 where I've given them respect.
They are losing Joey Porter Jr. though, so that is a plus.
No. Porter's gone. I do think though, like that O is going to be clicking. Nick Singleton's getting older. Drew Aller, they have a 5-star quarterback now. He's going to be coming in. Well, I guess Hackenberg was another 5-star.
But is this the same 5-star they had last season that played like 10 snaps? Same guy?
Yeah, Drew Aller.
He looked pretty good.
I like him a lot. I like this kid a lot. He's like a top 10 player in his recruiting class. He's really good. No, but yeah, Penn State. When I do my top 10 preseason rankings next year, like I might have Penn State at like 6. I think it'd be really fun.
I mean, you will probably
Notre Dame's also going to be in my top 10.
We'll probably do those preseason rankings soon too. We'll give a way too early.
Well, actually, my way too early top 25 will be going out today when this episode is up. So check that out on my TikTok, on our TikTok, Waterboy Pod, Waterboy Pod.
Yeah,
okay,
discounting me. Okay,
sorry. I was just getting really amped up. I've been that top 25 list. I've actually been working on this for like 8 days now. It's gonna be really fucking good.
Okay,
I'm gonna fight people in the comments.
I'm waiting to see where we're ranked, but okay.
You guys are in it.
We better be. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting me in the fucking comments.
Yeah, and I don't want that. And I also do not want to fight like sincere in the comments. It's the last thing I want. So, okay. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, great
awards.
Great season in college football.
The Waterboy Awards.
No better way to cap off the college football season with the Waterboy Awards. So starting off, Everett. I was about to do the Waterboy Player of the Year first. That needs to go last. What the hell am I doing?
That's the last award.
Okay, we're going to start off with the Waterboy Swaggiest Coach of the Year award. The nominees are Jim Harbaugh. Oh, okay, shit. I need to.
Oh my God.
The Waterboy Swaggiest Coach of the Year for the coach that exemplified the highest levels of swag on the sideline, outside of the classroom, inside of the classroom, whatever. The nominees are Jim Harbaugh, Lane Kiffin, James Franklin, and Deion Sanders. And the winner of the Waterboy Swaggiest Coach of the Year award by a landslide goes to Deion Sanders.
Little golf clap.
Next up in our award show, we have the Hawk Sideline Hype Man Award for the best sideline man in college football. The nominees are John Bott, Tulane's sideline hype man. Uga, the Georgia Live Dog mascot, and Pistol Pete, Oklahoma State's mascot. And then, of course, I got to fucking do that again.
Oh my God, that was fucking terrible.
I got to fucking do that again. I have it out of order. I got Hawk second on the nominees list. That can't be a thing. The nominees are John Bott, Uga the dog, Pistol Pete, and, of course, Hawk. And the winner of the Hawk Sideline Hype Man Award is Hawk. Shout out Hawk. You broke Hawk. The internet this year.
I've personally met him.
You personally ranked number 2 in my AAC Sideline Man rankings, but you did win this Hawk Sideline Hype Man of the Year award. Personally, I would have given it to John Bott, but our voters, they have a lot of pull.
They're a little stingy.
Yeah.
Next, I haven't gotten as much camera time.
I actually want to save this one for a little bit later. Next, the Guantanamo Bay Coaching Award for the college football coach that deserves worse than prison. The nominees are Jim Knowles, Parker Fleming, Chip Long, and Alex Grinch. And the winner of the Guantanamo Bay Coaching Award is Alex Grinch.
Congratulations.
Actually, no clapping for that. No. Boo. You suck, Grinch.
Enjoy your time in Guantanamo Bay. You should not be a coach next year for USC.
And by enjoy your time, I mean I will enjoy watching you suffer and hate yourself in there. Okay. The next award.
That was so bad.
I was going to say something really bad, but we're trying to keep it PG-17.
PG.
Okay. The next award, the Carson Steele Badass Award for the coolest non-football story. The nominees are Carson Steele for owning a pet alligator since first grade, Jaquan Jackson for being Ed Reed's nephew, Cade Stover for planning on taking over his family farm when his football career is over, and DeColdis to Evaduit Crawford for having the greatest NIL deal of all time. And the winner of the Carson Steele Badass Award is Carson Steele for owning a pet alligator since first grade. What the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, no. Trust me. This is just as a shock to me as it is to you guys.
That was a blind side.
Carson Steele taking home the inaugural Carson Steele Badass Award. Something you come up with in movies, you know.
I feel bad for all the.
You couldn't have written it better.
Jaquan really did get robbed of that award.
Though. Oh, absolutely
really did get robbed.
I mean, if you guys look back to my reaction to finding out he was Ed Reed's nephew, it's shocking that didn't win. Shocking. Next, I've already said like these are like 2 awards are my favorite, but this one's actually my favorite. The SMU Death Penalty NIL Cheating Award for the universities that violated the NIL rules in despicable and inhumane ways. The nominees are Miami, Florida, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Georgia, and Texas A&M again. The winner of the SMU Death Penalty NIL Cheating Award is Texas A&M. I hope your entire program burns in hell for the rest of eternity. You guys are the biggest scumbags in college football.
Seems like a little bit of a vendetta award there, but
really,
I'll let it slide.
I didn't think I was just trying to be impartial.
There might have been a little voter fraud in that one. It seems like you might have put in
no voter fraud. Are you kidding me?
Hold on. Wait a second. Did Miami fucking pay you to put Texas A&M in there twice?
No comment. Moving on, the Craig Kimbrell Disappointment Award for the most underachieving man, team, anything, you name it in college football. The nominees are DJ Uiagalelei, Alabama, Notre Dame, Jim Knowles, Texas A&M, and Texas A&M. The winner
God damn it.
of the Craig Kimbrell Disappointment Award goes to Texas A&M. Preseason number 6 team in the country, and they finish 5-7, Everett. Your whole recruiting class hit the portal the second the season ended. You guys are actually an embarrassment to the state of Texas. So you guys should be ashamed.
We might need to launch an investigation into our voters, because there seems to be a ongoing pattern here.
No. Now, this is the thing, Everett. Out of all teams that didn't quite deserve the disrespect that they earned this year, it's Texas A&M. I haven't heard, well, other than when they just hired fucking Bobby Petrino as OC, I have not heard any clowning for Texas A&M in a second. And I just wanted to revive that hate because they deserve it.
Okay. All right. I'll let it slide for right now.
Thank you.
For now.
I mean, I can't believe that.
I'm really
surprised. A&M? Are you kind of a guy? I'm not saying you like them, but
I'm just surprised that our voters.
Just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that our voters just hate Texas A&M so much.
Hey, ask the board. Don't look at me. I'm just a representative. The next award on our list, one of my personal favorites, the Lefty Dick Strong Quarterback Award.
Hold on, I interrupted that whole thing. I was just gonna say, it is our personal favorite, but this is also the 6th time that you've said that this is a personal favorite of yours.
Yeah, well, the last one's actually my favorite, but I mean, Everett, we got to keep the viewers. You have to say every award's your favorite.
No, I know. Okay.
No, okay.
Restart. There you go.
Now, this is one of my personal favorite awards that we are giving out on tonight's show. The Lefty Dick Strong Quarterback Award for the quarterback that displayed the most heart this season. The nominees are Hendon Hooker, Michael Pratt, Max Duggan, Stetson Bennett, and Michael Penix Jr. The winner of the Lefty Dick Strong Quarterback Award goes to Michael Pratt.
Great season. Great season, Mike.
Now, I want to quickly explain this award because we are not giving out some award for best quarterback. Because in my opinion, the only way to truly measure a college football quarterback is the heart and character that they display on the field. And in my opinion, I don't think I have seen a team rally around a man harder than I have this season seeing Tulane football play for Michael Pratt. And that is why Michael Pratt is the Lefty Dick Strong quarterback winner.
No comment.
Enough said. I don't need to say anything else. I just explained it complete thorough detail as to why he won that award. Next, in our second to last award, we have the Waterboy of the Year award. Quick side note, our nominees for this award, you can only be a nominee if you have been on our podcast and we liked you. So you got to keep that in mind too. Like just being on the pod's not enough. We have to also like you.
I don't think that there's been anyone that we have not liked.
George, he didn't make the list.
Sorry, George. That's a rough one.
And the nominees for the Waterboy of the Year are Chad Bailey, Aiden Osterman, Sincere Hainsworth, Hudson Lillibridge, Shea Wyatt, Jaquan Jackson, and an asterisk next to Miller Moss. The winner of the Waterboy of the Year award goes to Chad Bailey for producing our only 1 million view clip this year. Got to give props where props are due.
We'll take away the cheating in fantasy football. I know that was in large consideration here.
Oh, trust me. The voters had if you thought I had qualms at the start of this episode, the board had serious qualms approving that one. But Chad, congratulations. You have won the Waterboy of the Year award.
Runner-up Miller Moss for the episode that
asterisk.
Sorry, asterisk. Miller Moss with an asterisk for the episode that never was. It'll be a banger someday. Whenever we find
I also actually the opposite of a shout out, like a negative shout out. I want to give a negative shout out to our unnamed intern. You could have been on this list, but you were too much of a little piece of shit and didn't come on the pod. So
no, he was he was shitting his pants though, like literally.
No, yeah, like he soiled himself multiple times last semester. Okay. And our final award, my favorite award that we are giving out this year, the Waterboy Player of the Year award for the best player in college football. I also want to point out the Waterboy Player of the Year award is the most prestigious award in college football. The Heisman, the Heisman voting committee, they actually consult with us. They need to know who our Waterboy Player of the Year is before they can even have discussions of the Heisman voting. Another thing that we do over here at the Waterboy podcast, which the Heisman voters don't do, we do not submit our votes until the season is over. So unlike the Heisman board, we actually take into account the full season. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. The nominees for the Waterboy Player of the Year are Michael Pratt, Shea Wyatt, Jaquan Jackson, Hendon Hooker, CJ Stroud, and Tajay Spears. The winner of the inaugural Waterboy Player of the Year award goes to Tajay Spears.
Congratulations. Seemed a little Tulane stacked, but I'm not going to complain about that one.
What?
We deserve that award.
I only had what? Only like 57% of the nominees were from Tulane. What are you talking about?
No, you're right. That's pretty even.
But I want to say, this man, Tajay Spears, I've never been more interested in a man of any college football prospect going to the NFL. I've never been more interested in this dude's career. I swear, when I started following you getting me into Tulane, finally get some games on fucking national television because I don't have ESPN Plus. And when I finally got to watch the boys play, I was like, who who the hell is that guy? Who the fuck is this? Who is this Spears guy? Why haven't you guys said a thing? And when I say you guys, I mean you in chat, because I asked you guys so many Tulane questions. And I was like, holy shit, this dude, like, he's gonna be something special. I feel like with him, tell me if you like this comp. I see a little Alvin Kamara in him.
Your
Very
original
good
comp
balance.
with him was LaDainian Tomlinson, by the way.
Oh yeah. He can keep that too. But on serious thought, I kind of like Alvin Kamara for him because he stays on his feet. He doesn't ever seem to get knocked off balance. He always seems to be balanced, upright, running on the ground. I really, those are some skills that you really look for in running backs right now. The little wiggle room, being able to not necessarily, I'm not talking Le'Veon Bell juking the shit out of people.
It's skinny.
But take some contact, absorb a little hit, keep on going. That's what NFL scouts are looking for. And I'm saying right now, this guy, Tajay Spears, sorry, Tajay. This man is the week 3 waiver wire pickup. He is the Alvin Kamara of 2017. This man's winning you a fantasy league. And also running backs, one position where I don't care about your landing spot at all. Like James Robinson was able to finish as a top 10 running back with like the worst offense in the league on the Jags. So for him, like wide receiver landing spot, in my opinion, matters, and quarterback matters a ton. But for running back, I don't care where he goes. He's going to be on my fantasy team, at least by week 3.
Yeah. Also, just for content base, probably for that, whenever that is uploaded to TikTok, which you guys can check out at Waterboy Pod, probably want to cut down the nominees list to 4, and probably
the New York Jets are parting with offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Sorry, just a little breaking news, but go on.
And you probably want to only have one Tulane player on there, so may need to revise that just for.
When I do the Waterboy Player of the Year,
just for clicks, might need to revise it.
Okay, I kind of think what do you think of this? I kind of think that people will pick up that I'm catered. Maybe I don't want to give. I think it's kind of funny though. Like if it's like I'm obviously getting it to a Tulane player.
No, I know. But also the issue in which I have found as somebody associated with Tulane football is that outside of when we do well, still nobody gives us any credit for anything. So it just might not pick up as much traction.
No, like Everett, I think what me and you both want, we both just want respect for our teams.
We do.
That's what we want.
We want respect for Tulane
that's
football
really
on this
what we
program.
want.
Okay. All right. Is that all the awards?
Those are all the awards, but
ceremony?
Fuck, that was like really fun, and I might have another award show next week. The NFL awards are going to be phenomenal. Okay, the NFL. Oh my God, the NFL
there
awards.
There will be another Lefty Dick Strong award, by the way.
Ed Ingram Award, the Ed Donatel Award, the Brandon Staley Award. Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Yeah, no, the Lefty Dick Strong Award is also a universal cross level.
I also want to shout out myself. I got rid of my Noah Ruggles kicking award. I tossed that out.
Oh boy.
Hey, the only thing you could do about it at this point is laugh.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, dude, the way you handled the Blair Walsh kick and you could still sit back and laugh about that. Like, that's how I need to treat that. I can't let this sit on my head for too long.
Oh, it was sitting in my head for a while.
No, I know. But in my opinion, there's just nothing you could do but just laugh at it. I mean,
now I do just say, why left? Just all the fucking time.
Wide left. Like, I mean, my kick was wide left.
I thought it was. Oh, it was wide.
It was wide.
Wide left.
Like literally looked like it was a rugby kick where you're like lined up on the right like boundary trying to kick it.
My man tried to fucking kick a dodgeball up onto the fucking left goalpost.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the most exciting thing to watch as an Ohio State fan. But yeah, no, I refrained.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
That's also just. I mean, that too. There's nothing to do but just laugh. Like, Hey,
Hopefully
but remember, when he kicked it, it was still 2022. We're leaving all that shit last year.
being left
We're
in
leaving
2022.
all of that in 2022.
But
we're not bringing over any of those
that the
vibes.
first thing of 2023 was the ball hitting the left side of the net outside the goalpost.
Stop it. We're done. Okay.
I mean, you are done.
Ask me in a month. I'll probably have a more funny opinion on it. But okay.
Okay,
I've been talking for. I want you to let's start off with Vikings. Giants at Vikings.
Actually, I have something first.
Okay.
I'm gonna start. Well, actually, I can close with this too. Power rankings. I have my final.
Oh yeah, let's do those.
Let's do those.
Okay. Let's do those.
All right. So for the 2022-2023 NFL season, this is my hastily put together final power rankings, my top 10 teams in the NFL for the 2022-2023 NFL season. Bills, Chiefs, 49ers, Bengals, Eagles, Vikings, Jaguars, Cowboys, Chargers, Giants. Final top 10 teams of the 2022-2023 NFL season. Jaguars snuck in at 7.
Giants at 10.
Giants at 10.
Giants at 10.
I love how that's what you're picking up on, and not the fact I put the Jaguars above the Cowboys. But okay.
Like, now this is the thing. My everything is pointing to a Cowboys just collapse choke job right now. They've been looking horrible.
They lost to the Commanders last week.
Everything is pointing to like absolute choke collapse.
So I guess this is
I don't have any problems with that one.
This is more like, I guess it's after the last week of the regular season, but it's only post like week 18. So like immediate post week 18 reactions, not actually like full regular season rankings, because those teams might be in a little bit of a different order for a full regular season.
No, yeah, like when you do these rankings, specifically last week's result is like 80% of these numbers.
Yes.
So yeah, I understand. Where do you have the Chiefs?
2.
Okay, so yeah, I think something I'm just kind of feeling about some of these teams. It's kind of something that we've been talking a lot this year. Mentality. Now teams are approaching these games.
I mean, fuck, if you were playing Ring Around the Rosie,
disrespected. I think the Chiefs are uber disrespected.
Well, I mean, after last week, fucking spinning around in circles, breaking up, and still scoring a touchdown pass. I don't know about you, but if I'm a team and I have to play the Chiefs after I just saw them do that shit on national television, fuck that shit. I am out.
That was the okay. We actually didn't even bring this up last week. That was the most disrespectful thing you could do on a football field.
No, literally, that might be the most highly. That's the equivalent of in Madden when you like are winning, right? And you run 75 yards backwards on a run play, just start spinning around, running back up 70 yards.
That actually is the most disrespectful thing you can do in Madden. That literally is.
That's the equivalent of what the Chiefs just did.
Like literally I would like in terms of like badass, like just flexing, like we're just better than you and just doing it. Like I would say that. And when Urban Meyer played against Georgia in like 2006, 2007, they were up like 45-10 with a minute left to go. And Florida has the ball. They ran the ball 3 times. And after each run, they picked up a first down. They called a timeout just to fucking let Georgia know that they're beating them like that. That's an Urban Meyer savage moment, okay? And have to bring this up. Woody Hayes, Ohio State was playing Michigan sometimes in the 60s or 70s. Ohio State's up by like fucking 30 at the end of the game. Last play of the game, Ohio State head coach Woody Hayes elects to go for 2 instead of kicking the field goal at the end of the game when they were up by 1 million. He elects to go for 2, and in the post-game press conference, they asked, Coach Hayes, why did you elect to go for 2 there on that final play? And his answer, because they didn't let me go for 3. So I mean, that's the most like badass rubbing it in your face shit ever.
I don't know, dude. The spinning around in fucking circles and still getting a touchdown out of it.
I did get called back though.
Because of a holding penalty, not because it didn't actually work.
No. I know. Just a slight asterisk on it. Still disrespectful. No. Those players are still like.
I mean,
Everett. That's the ultimate clowning.
Who the fuck
did
they
like
play,
a fucking dance number pre-snap?
Who did they play?
Raiders.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I liked that one. I liked watching that game. That was fun. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
I
Let's get
mean,
into
yeah, we
these
had to
matchups.
go over that. We had to go over that. That's fucking great.
Um. Okay. So looking at the matchups, okay, we gave our brackets in the last episode. I said in that episode that there's two ways that this goes. If the Vikings can handily win, and it's not like a close game, right? If the Vikings can handily win, so let's say by more than a score, let's say it's a 2-score game, okay? If they can win by 2 scores, I would say that they actually have a capable chance of making it to the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but you give them that kind of confidence. They haven't done it all season, and they've displayed that they can win close games. At this point, it's not just
give
luck.
some number percentages. Give some.
They're
What
11-0 in 1-score games this season. So if we're like, if they have to go through that, it's not just luck at this point. They obviously have the skill and talent to be able to do it, because you do it 11 times. That's not probability. That's not luck. That's actually skill, being able to do that. No matter.
No.
On the
Like,
contrary,
I
what
actually
actual people. Some people
when
who
people use that debate, that makes no sense to me. like that's winning 11 one-score games.
According to those same people, we don't know football, so I don't mean what do we know, right?
Yeah.
So
what the hell do I know?
So I think that this game will inevitably be probably a 1-score game. I still think the Vikings will win, but also they have only lost 1 game at home this entire season. Their 2 losses came away games. The only game that they lost to was the Cowboys at home, which was a beatdown.
Yeah, we put that one in the past.
They also, I believe, have never lost a game in which they were favored in the spread. That doesn't mean they've covered the spread, but if they were favored
they've won
spread,
every game that they were. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So favored in the spread. So they're favored by 3 right now.
Favorites.
I mean, I'm liking it. They're giving their. I mean, so Brian O'Neill tore he tore something this past week. That he's our starting right tackle. He's been there for a while. One of our best.
You know my opinion on losing tackles or linemen in general.
So our other tackle.
Who's going up against? New guy has. Well, I mean,
Kayvon Thibodeau, I believe, is going up against Darisaw, though. Darisaw is back. He was not there for the Giants game. He was not playing.
Okay. Darisaw's the guy. No, O'Neill is. O'Neill is the guy.
No, Darisaw is the guy. O'Neill was the guy, but now Darisaw has supplanted him as the guy.
Okay.
So Brian O'Neill has had a pretty good season. Not the best season that he's had to date, but still a pretty good season. So losing him is definitely massive. But we are getting the guy who replaced Darisaw, who then got injured. He's coming back, so he should be back playing. And also our backup, who Mike Zimmer had moved from right tackle in college to right guard, then to left tackle, is now getting put back at right tackle, where he played in college and played well. So also should make a difference. So there's a couple different faces that the Giants are now going to be seeing for the first time that was not there originally. I mean, the Vikings will be seeing some new faces for the Giants as well, because I think Adoree Jackson's coming back. And there are some other injuries that they had. So it's going to be interesting. I still think the Vikings are going to win this. If they win by 2 scores, give me the 49ers. I think that they can win that game. Brock Purdy's still a rookie, right?
So you're talking Vikings-Niners next week in a potential matchup.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's possible. Although it could be interesting. Like we said, we don't know what could happen. Seahawks could somehow knock them off. But just looking at the Giants and Vikings specifically, I could be eating my own words here. I think that if the Giants win this game, they'll get knocked off next week. I don't think that's a big deal. If the Vikings win this game, I think they can. Also, to keep in mind, both Dable and Kevin O'Connell, both first-year head coaches, both first-time appearing in the playoffs as a head coach, both have been in the playoffs before, but only Kevin O'Connell has actually coached in a Super Bowl, winning that Super Bowl.
I think that really does mean something. I think
that it definitely does. Also, I know Sean McDermott has playoff experience, right? But Kevin O'Connell under Sean McVay has winning playoff experience. Yeah, winning those games, underneath the coach who also won those big games.
I'm not sure how long KOC was with the Rams for, but I mean, hey, this season and McVay's first season were the only times they haven't made the playoffs. So the Rams are been consistent playoff teams like year in, year out until this season.
I'm not gonna lie, that also might have been the first year and the last year might have been the only 2 years Kevin O'Connell was not on staff. I have to fact check that. I'll have to fact check that.
You got that too. You got that too.
I'll have to fact check that.
The first, yeah, no, yeah.
Let me you go over to the Chargers while I'm going to fact check this actually, because that could be a good clip.
I wanted to, before we go to the Chargers, I actually got a quick little Vikings question for you, Doe, if you don't mind me asking.
Let's hear it.
Now, for me, like when I just think about the Giants, how they play, obviously you got to stop the run here. You know, Saquon's obviously the number one threat. Daniel Jones has been running very, very well this year. Like something I think kind of very underrated. I think statistically, I think he's top 4 in the league for rushing yards for quarterbacks. So I'm not,
Danny Dimes?
I'm not, yeah. I was shocked to read that. Now I'm not out here. Danny Dimes isn't Lamar Jackson. That's not what I'm saying. But I think a key to the Giants in this game is going to have Danny Dimes running to help extend some drives. This year, Daniel Jones, twice as many rushing attempts this year compared to past seasons, 120. Before the season, his high was 65. So pretty much doubled his rushing attempts, 700 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, 57 rushing first downs. So Daniel Jones going to be a big part of this offense. Do you have any issues with scrambling quarterbacks?
The Vikings do kind of have an issue dealing with scrambling quarterbacks. The thing is, though, and this is the secret weapon that I've been talking about all year,
Ryan Asamoah.
He's going to be what's going to basically limit quarterback scrambling. And I say that because the fact that he is very fast and he has makeup speed. We've seen him have that makeup speed. So if you put him on quarterback spy,
Oklahoma linebacker Kenneth Murray played like that. But
if you put him on a quarterback spy, he's going to be able to actually play on Danny Dimes and on his speed rather than Jordan fucking Hicks, who is slower than a goddamn
from
snail.
Columbus. Ooh, he's an Ohio boy. Damn, I didn't know that. Okay, he just earned brownie points.
He needs to. I mean, he's been not out, but he's been dealing with ailments over the last week or so. He was out last week versus the Bears, so he needs to be healthy, and I think that he's going to be the secret weapon. It is yet to see whether or not Adonis Hill actually fucking comes to his senses and uses him the proper amount, because I really do not think that Jordan Hicks is the answer to that spot, and I don't think that he's going to be able to. If you looked at what happened when we put Brian Asamoah on the field versus the Giants, which is when he got the most playing time, every single time that he was on the field, he was in on the play. He was in on the hit. He was trying to make plays on the ball. And when he wasn't in, Jordan Hicks wasn't really doing that. He was just kind of walking around, giving up on plays, just trying to catch his breath. I think that you need that kind of electricity, especially in this kind of game. Spark plug the fucking defense and get them going. Also, just want to note, by the way, Duke Shelley, the corner that we picked up off of waivers, off of the Bears practice squad, I believe practice squad, at the halfway mark of the season, has been ranked as, I believe, the 5th or 4th something top 5 corner in the NFL over the last 7 weeks. 5'9", not a big dude, but he is not let up a touchdown.
And he's playing outside or nickel?
Outside. He has let up no touchdowns. I believe five catches, and has
what's his name again?
5. Duke Shelley. Duke Shelley, Shelley.
I found him. So you're telling me this is the X factor?
That is the secondary X factor. I don't know what the fuck happened to Cam Dantzler, by the way, because he has been healthy for the last 3 weeks, hasn't done shit, and also when he's been in, it just hasn't been good.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really close to throwing Cam Dantzler in the Waterboy Player of the Year nominee list. So I'm like, nah.
No, you can't
keep it college football, but I thought it would have been kind of funny. But I do think for this game, are you thinking it'll look somewhat like the 27-24 game a couple of weeks ago? Do you think it'll be relatively high scoring like that?
The hope, I think, is it's going to be, I think the final score will be 31-20.
Okay.
That's my hope. I do think that it could be a close game. I think that It's going to be in the high 20s, like low high 20s. I think that's going to be the range there. So could be like 21-28, something like that. But if it is a one score game, I'm expecting it to be in like the mid range kind of game.
Okay, this is also another question that just popped in my mind because this is something I think or I judge a lot of like college play callers on this. How good are the Vikings on their opening drives? Like, how good do you think KOC sets up the opening scripted drives?
I think
Like, do you guys come out hot? Because I like, right?
It's a week by week basis.
Okay.
It really is just contingent on that. I've seen sometimes they come out and they look like they're going to be the best fucking team in the NFL that week, and I see them come out sometimes and they look like the fucking Texans. So, it's really just up
hit or miss.
It's hit or miss, and the thing is, if they miss that entire first half until maybe like the last 2 minutes, completely cold, dead cold. And if they hit that first drive, and then after that, the entire half is fucking dead cold. And then they come back, and it's the second quarter's iced out, third quarter's iced out, fourth quarter, best differential in the entire NFL. So I think in order for them to win and especially make a push in the playoffs, they need to fix that. I've seen them a little bit come and make up points in like the second quarter and even like the third quarter when we've seen them come from behind to win. They've gotten points in the third quarter, but they need to get points in basically every quarter, I think, to kind of stamp that, be like, hey, we're here to compete. You at least need to get points in every quarter.
Yeah, I mean,
even a touchdown and a touchdown in each quarter. So 21 points, like that could be the make
28?
or break. 28.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
That could be the make or break. Just one touchdown, one touchdown for each quarter. Like, I feel like that's not that hard.
I do think, though, like, they're clearly Vikings, like, Justin Jefferson better get 15 targets.
Didn't play the last half of that game. He better.
He better get 15 targets. He better.
Also, KJ Osborne's been coming on as of late. So that's another
game to be looking for. Thielen's been catching a lot of touchdowns recently.
Hawks kind of got in on it. I do expect Dalvin Cook to not really do much.
Why do you think that? Like,
I think that
the way the offense is operating right now, a little more passive.
I think it needs to be a little bit more pass based. Like, use your biggest weapons. I think that they should use him, and I think that
he will. Threat.
No, like they should use him and have him run. But I think the only reason in order to like the biggest thing for that is not specific for him. I think that it's more specific to setting up the play action because that's where the biggest points are. And if to win this game, they're going to have to utilize the play action. I more so was saying, I don't know how Dalvin Cook's going to do specifically because over these last couple of weeks, he has his moments where he looks like prime Dalvin Cook. And then he has these other moments where he fumbles or he just doesn't really look like he's making his cuts the same way. Like it just kind of looks like he's taking a regression from the past. And I don't know if you want to rely on a player who may or may not be able to give you the quality of play that you need at that point.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I do feel, I mean, Dalvin, has been your running back since 2017?
2016, I think. 2017, he tore his ACL that first year.
He's taken a lot of hits.
So
yeah. I mean,
now don't get me wrong, I love Dalvin, but if also we're going to keep him aboard on the Vikings for the rest of his career, he's going to need to take a sizable pay cut.
Yeah, and we've been over this a million times. I don't even think this is very debatable. I think most people have the same opinion on paying running backs, just when it comes to team structure and how it works. But you know what? I do think overall in this game, I think it's an interesting matchup. Of course, I just can't believe the Giants are actually in the playoffs. But I think you guys are winning this game. I can see it just being another close one. Now, I actually, this is everything's pointing for me, in my opinion, pointing towards being a high scoring game here. I'm going to say 2017 Vikings. A little low score.
Okay. I still think that there's too much discount.
I mean, I have no reason to think that. I'm just fading myself.
I still think that there's too much discount on the Vikings coming out and just shutting down the Giants. Playoff season is different than regular season. They did this all through the regular season. Could be a completely different team in the playoffs. You just never know when it comes to. They could also just shit the
remember,
bed.
Giants haven't been in the playoffs since 2016 after the famous boat photo. You know, hopefully they get over that. I think Sterling Shepard's the only receiver still on the team.
Sterling Shepard might be the only player on the team that's been to the playoffs.
Yeah. Or he might be the only player like on that, literally in that organization, that coach included, might be the only
Andre Patterson has been to the playoffs. He was with the Vikings.
Oh, I was just saying, like, from that boat pick, like from 2016.
Oh, from the boat pick, yeah.
Like, Sterling Shepard might actually be the only guy who needs to block that out of his mind. I think no one else actually has a connection to that. So,
yeah, maybe Darius.
We'll see.
I don't really know.
We'll see.
Anyway,
actually, Slate. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, Chargers. We're gonna wrap this up. I don't have too much to say, just because it's like we should win this game. But okay.
First thing earlier in the season. Just gonna say that.
Badly. So we lost to them earlier in the season. I think it was 37-10. I think it was 37-10. Don't have the exact score pulled up right now. I would go get it, but I don't want to waste time. Got blown out earlier this year. Absolutely smoked by the Jags in that game. Rashawn Slater, left tackle, tore his bicep, and Joey Bosa, I don't think he tore his groin, but sure, he tore his groin in that game too. Kind of funny to think about. But Joey Bosa has been practicing all week, even though he got banged up in week 18 in a meaningless game. Nice, Brandon. But he has been practicing all week. Mike Williams, though, on the other hand, has not practiced all week. He has been a non-participant so far, and it is Wednesday. The game is in 3 days. Okay. Win or lose, Everett, based on how this franchise operates, Brandon Staley's not getting fired at the end of the season. Win or lose,
they have fired coaches with winning seasons before, so it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. It's just the Chargers. We give our guys a long leash. We don't pull the plug after like year 1 or year 2. And especially now that he made the playoffs, like he is locked it. Like he is not going anywhere. Obviously, I want Sean Payton. That's the final key to this puzzle, or final piece of this puzzle, but we don't have it. So, all right, just quit my quick thought.
If you're also gonna trade your first round pick any year to get one of the greatest coaches of all time, why not trade it a year where the pick's gonna be in the end of the first round anyways? That would be the best first round pick.
Now you're speaking my language, Everett. Now that's the fucking logic I'm talking about right there. Only issue is the Bolts don't think like that. So he's staying on board. But all right, I don't want to hang myself up over Staley. For this game against the Jags, well, like when I look back to the past game earlier this year, we're getting exposed in the secondary, getting exposed on the run game. We couldn't stop anything. And so how you were saying earlier, how Duke Shelley is your X factor. For me, Michael Davis, number 43 corner, he is the X factor for the Chargers in this game. He stepped up massive against Tyreek and Waddle, stepped up really big last week against Sutton. For me, this man's got to be locking up Christian Kirk. Not the biggest ask. I think he could do it. So Michael Davis on Christian Kirk, that to me is the matchup to keep your eye on, at least when the Chargers are on defense and Jags are on offense. Another thing, like with ETN, it's like we are awful defending the interior run. Horrible, okay? It's a little tougher on the edges when you got to pick between Bosa and Mack. It's a little tougher, but inside the tackles, you're getting 6 yards every carry, okay? Good thing, though, from the Chargers' perspective, ETN's not an inside the tackles runner. So the way it kind of matches up, like ETN, they want to get him out in space. They want to get him on the perimeter. Like that's when ETN balls up. So, hey, that kind of plays into our favor. I'm still expecting ETN to drop 100 yards rushing, though. But that's not his game. But it'll look like his game this Saturday. That's with my defense. In terms of this offense, we just need to fucking cut out these goddamn halfback tosses because it doesn't work. We can't block the perimeter. It's just Eckler. It's either -3 or it's 1 yard. It's like, why what is the point of calling it? It's not, we're not setting up anything with this fake toss. There's no play set up for it. It's just stop it. Just stop it, Joe Lombardi. Cut it. No more. Okay. I honestly wouldn't hate if we did not run the ball one time. I wouldn't hate that.
You would,
obviously you can't do that. Obviously you can't do that, but it's like, oh my God, like this team, it's like we just need to pass. Like Justin Herbert is the guy. I'd rather have the ball in his hands making that last decision. And I'm not bashing Eckler here, but it's just that the interior O-line, no trust, zero trust from me. So I just want to get the ball in Herbert's hands as much as possible, have him throw 50 times.
Rip his shoulder. Also, like,
nah, he's a big guy. He's got it.
The thing that I keep thinking back to is, okay, that first game that you guys played against the Jaguars was in LA. Okay, this now is in Duval. It's outdoors in comparison to indoors, even though the championship game would make you think that SoFi is technically an outdoor stadium, considering how much fucking rain got in there.
Stadium. They're a covered stadium.
Outdoor stadium. I don't know what the weather conditions are supposed to be like in Jacksonville on Saturday, but weather conditions can apply. Keep that in mind.
100%. 100%. Don't get me wrong.
I also am a little
bit
right
now. The forecast is projected to be 47 degrees, clear weather.
So pretty cold for Florida.
We're okay though. Well, I'm okay with the cold.
I also am thinking about the fact that yes, you can think about the current Jaguars team. None of them really have much playoff experience, but don't discount Doug Pearson.
No, I don't. I'm not looking at it from that angle at all. I'm giving these Jags. I'm giving a lot of respect. Okay, these Jags are way different from those Jags. So
you guys also have to figure out what the fuck to do with Evan Ingram, because he was not a factor in that first game, and they still won that.
Evan Ingram. Oh shit! Oh my God! For a second, I thought this man was still on the Giants. Okay, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things to deal with here. Okay, Kirk, Ingram, ETN,
Zay Jones,
even Marvin Jones might fucking torch us for a play. I mean,
like he always does. One play a game.
Nothing's out the window. Nothing's out the window when the Chargers are on TV, guys. My final score predictions for this one, though, I think we're gonna get Herbert his first playoff win. I think we're gonna do it. My final score predictions are going to be 27-23.
My final score prediction is going to be 21-17. Chargers.
I was gonna consider a low scoring thing. I just don't know if we can hold the Jags to under.
Well, the
20.
Jags were held by the defense of the Titans last week, so I'm not. I guess it is a division game, but I'm not necessarily high on the Jaguars' offense right now, just because I've seen them kind of come out flat. But also, playoffs are a new thing. Throw it out the window. Rematch game. So, I mean, obviously they were able to score a lot on the Chargers in week 2, but also that was week 2. It's been 16 more weeks, 17 more weeks since that game.
It's been a very long time since we matched up with Duval. So,
but yeah, with all that, we will catch you next week after these playoff games. We'll see how our brackets did. Grant may or may not have more awards to provide, mostly to Texas A&M.
And Tulane players.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify. You can check us out at Waterboy Pod on TikTok, YouTube, and on Twitter. Our handles are right here down below. And with that, Waterboy's out.